There we go. Take a look at me. It blows a lot of wind because it is quite a large drone. Hey, welcome to my channel. Well, I'm in my car right now because it's actually minus 12 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah, it's pretty darn cold. So I'm just sitting in the car getting warm before I go outside to fly a drone. And what drone am I going to fly today? I'm going to fly this thing, this here bucket of bolts called an X28. Look at the size of the props on it. It's a GPS drone. It actually has brushless motors, so you know it's kind of powerful. And I don't know if I can open it up in the car if there's enough room. It gets quite large. Hang on a sec. There's one side, and let me just flip out the back, this side. Little 1080p camera in the front. You can move it up and down. It does not have a motor or a gimbal, so you know that if the drone starts doing this, well, then your image starts doing that. But one thing I like about this here drone is if I show you in the back, it's got a battery in it, but it's not a proprietary battery. It's a battery you can buy at your hobby store. If you have extra batteries at home from previous drones, and if they have like a JST connector, you can just plop them in the back. It's a pretty big hole. I've got several, so I have no problem flying on more than one battery with this drone. And the other thing about it, since it's a GPS drone, it does have a 600-meter range, which that's pretty far for these type of drones, especially for the price of this. And the controller that comes with it is pretty nice too. Let me show you that. There we go. I don't know if you can see this with the lighting, but there's the controller. It's a pretty nice controller, and different than other controllers, it doesn't have the fake antennas. You know how a lot of controllers put antennas, but they really aren't attached, they don't do anything? Well, this one here, they left them off. They just made one nice looking controller. So it should be a pretty good drone. However, I've never flown it outdoors. I've flown it indoors. You can turn the GPS off indoors and fly it around the house, and it does fly quite nice. Now, it says it's only rated to fly at 0 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to take it out of minus 12 degrees weather, and if it actually works, it's a pretty good drone. So let's check this out.
2, 3 for the compass, and get the compass down. 1, 2, 3 for the compass.
So now I've done the compass calibration, and next it has to get GPS on here. It's too cold to get the GPS out here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly it with no GPS. So it's going to fly in the... Whoa! Hey, where's my speed? Gotta bring it back to me. There we go. That's a faster speed. Get back here. I wasn't finished with you. All right, so here it is. It's in the wind right now. The wind is blowing one way. I'm gonna walk it along with me. I'm gonna go over the snowbanks. Let's see. Bring it down here. I don't want to take it too far because the wind is just blowing here. There we go, guys. Let me just put the GPS on, see what it does. Bring it over to me. There we go. I'm going to press the GPS button. See what happens. There we go. I pressed the GPS button. I think I'm in GPS mode, but I think I might also be in toilet bowl mode. Let's see. Is the GPS mode going to handle the wind? Well, it's sitting there. I don't know. It's out here in the wind right now, and it does have a follow me function. Let's just see here. Now it follows your cell phone, so it's following me. Let me see. Can you follow me this? It's not gonna follow. So I go backwards. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Come on over that thing, and coming at me. Oh, come on over that thing, and coming at me. Oh. All right, so in the video you saw my little drone here smashed into a tree, and it was pretty darn cold out there. It fell down and hit pretty hard, and I actually damaged the prop. Where is it? I know it's someplace. There it is. There's the damaged prop. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to replace the props on here. Included with the drone is this little metal bar. So you just take this metal bar, you find the holes on one of your prop nuts, and just spin it counterclockwise, the opposite of how you would put the prop on, and there you go. It comes right off. And that's it. Take this off, take a new prop, and put it on. And up here is a little soft spacer, just so that when you tighten this, you're not tightening on plastic, you're actually squeezing a little spacer that expands as you squeeze down and holds the prop tightly in place. And luckily, if these spacers become old and used and broken, you get 4 extra with the kit. There we go, lesson learned. Don't fly outside at minus 12 degrees Celsius because plastic becomes brittle. There we go, we're nice and tight. So we're all set to fly again. And now a quick flight test indoors. So first thing you do is right here on your controller, hold that button down. That will turn the GPS off. Wait for the beep. Come on, and there we go. That beep will keep on going. Now to take off, just pull these in or pull them out. So I'll just pull them in. There we go, and lift off. I'll just stand up here. Now it has no positioning system underneath, so you'll have to control it with your controller. See, the little wind that it's causing to bounce around off the walls, it will cause itself to move around a little bit. So I'm controlling it with the little controller here. Now I can fly it through the house. You can take it nice and slow. So if it's a disastrous day outside, you could just fly this indoors, no problem. There we go, take a look at me. It blows a lot of wind because it is quite a large drone. Let's go back down the hallway. It looks pretty cool though, it flies quite well. Now that same button I used to turn the GPS off, you could turn the GPS back on, but I wouldn't advise to do that indoors because, well, it will look for the GPS and crash. So let's take it down the hallway. And if you want to land, you could just pull down the joystick, the little left joystick, and like this. Put her over on the carpet, and she's off. I should also mention that when you land, if you're recording video, it automatically shuts the video off, which is pretty good. Right now I'm going to show you something I couldn't show you outside because my hands were frozen. So here's my controller. It's attached to the actual drone, and the drone has a camera shooting that way. And here's my phone. It's connected to the drone. So I'm just going to plop it down on top of the drone, and I'm just going to show you some of the features. Let me just zoom in. So right here is the image of what the drone sees. It's looking this way. Now when I was flying the drone and I went in follow me mode, I hit that button and I hit this little squiggly, looks like a snake. I hit that, and then what happens, it won't work now, is it connects to the GPS in my phone to the drone, and the drone just follows, well, your phone. Next we have orbit mode. Once again, hit the little icon of the flying drone and you have the snake, and then over here there's a circular item. Hit that and that's what you get. Basically you can go back and forth. That's me, and that's my map view. The maps work in China. In North America you have to download them offline. I tried, didn't get it to work. I don't know what was wrong, maybe something with my phone, or it just doesn't like Google Maps. So that's where you are standing at the moment. As you move around, you can see it just gives you a little square of where you are. So all I did for orbit mode is I just hit that, and then here you can pick your radius and everything else, and you hit upload, and then it sends it up to the actual drone. Another option people like is waypoint mode. Hit my little drone, hit my map symbol, there's my map, and you can zoom in and out and just pick your little icon here, and the dot would be you, and say you wanted to do waypoints around you, you just draw them like that. There I just made 21 waypoints, and right here you'd hit the upload button. It's going to upload it to the drone. It better not take off here because it's sitting here. It says it already sent it to the drone, so it's in the drone. That's not good. I'm gonna have to turn the drone off before I fly, but that's basically it, and we'll go back to normal mode. Now if you don't want to fly with the controller, you can fly just with your cell phone. So what you do is you don't connect your controller to the drone, instead just connect your cell phone, and to fly it with your cell phone you just hit this button and right here, and there you go. Now you have your little joysticks and you can take off and do all sorts of cool little things. And just to show you quickly, if you want to fly with your cell phone, you unlock the drone with the little unlock button right here. I'll hit unlock. It says, do you want to unlock or not? Hit OK. And my props start up. It's not going to fly up and chop my fingers off. And to stop it, I'll just hit lock and lock it again. There we go. Now one thing I like about the battery is it's just a JST connector, and look at the size of the hole in there. So this is the battery that comes with it, but I've got a pile of other batteries here that I use with FPV drones, a little 2-cell. This is only an 800 milliamp, so I would get less than half the flying time of this big blue battery, but still I could use these, and these don't cost very much. They're like about $10 a battery, 10 or 20 bucks. JST connector, they connect on and I can stick them inside. I also have different size ones, so look at that, I could it's kind of small. But that's just it. It's just to show you that you can just go get any type of battery, stick it in there, as long as it has that connector, and it's a 2-cell, and you should be good. GPS is off, and I'm just going to see if I fix that jello thing. So I'm just going to start this up. I can't fly too far in the backyard, but there we go. If I bring it up, there I am. Flying around. Bring it up. Bring it way up. It's sitting up there. It's pretty windy out right now, but it's doing okay. I'm controlling it. I don't have the GPS on, so let's just walk underneath it as we go along here. Now it does have an auto land feature. You have to hold the land button for like 5 seconds. So I'm going to hold it down, and eventually it will just come down and land. Here it comes. That's auto landing right now. The camera's right here, and you can bend it down. That's as far as she goes down. So let me show you what that looks like when I take off. There we go. I'm holding it above my head. You should be able to see me in the actual video. You see how the drone is sitting? So if I fly it that way, I guess I have to go higher now because I have the camera pointing way down. There we go. See me down here? I'll bring it along with me. How's that? So I got it following me over here. I don't think GPS mode will work in the backyard. There we go, GPS mode, much more stable than without GPS mode. Now I can't do any of the GPS mode features back here because look at my fence, there's not a lot of room to do stuff. And put on the table for a nice landing. And there we go. And now a quick unboxing of the X28 super cool drone. First thing in the box, we have the instruction manual and we have the manual for the app. Next we have the drone itself all folded up nicely, the remote controller and the goodie bag. Now let's take a look at the X28 drone. I'll just yank it out, and on the back here it does not say X28, it says something totally different. I will say it has a bit of weight to it. The battery must be pretty heavy. Look at the size of the props too, they're huge, and these are obviously brushless motors. Here, let me just unfold it so you can see it. And then we'll take a closer look at the whole drone. There we go. So I've got it all unfolded. Unfolds a little bit different than other drones. On the top we have nothing out of the ordinary. And let's flip it to the back. On the back we can see that's where you put the battery. Yank this open and look what is inside. This is not your typical proprietary battery. This is actually a battery you can buy at your local hobby store, which means you can get more of these at a really inexpensive price. It is a 7.4 volts, so it's a 2-cell battery, and 2000 milliamp, which is pretty decent. That means it should fly for a long time. And look at it, it's just a JST connector here with a little balance plug. So yeah, you can get that at any hobby store. Let's take a look at the bottom. What do we have? We have a spot here for the micro SD card, and there's the power button, and then flip it all the way around, and here we have the actual camera. Take the lens cover off, and there it is. And you can see, you can move it. I can slide it this direction, or I can slide it up this way. There's a closer look at one of the brushless motors, and you can see the props. These here covers for the props are just like you'd find on, well, FPV drones. Yeah, so it's pretty good design. It looks like it should be pretty powerful. And now let's take a quick look at the controller. Here we go. Look at how thick it is. And look what's not on the controller. Fake antennas! They didn't put the fake antennas. That's pretty decent. It does take 4 AA batteries, and when you have the batteries in, you have power, and you get this nice little display that gives you all sorts of information. It's pretty decent, and all the buttons are nicely labeled. So you have your photo, your camera, your return to home, your headless mode, your speed up here. That looks like a LAN button. And it's got a little spot up here to attach your cell phone attachment so that you can put your cell phone right here. Also included in the box is the battery charger, and you can see here that's a European plug, and it does come with the little connector to make it a North American plug. Included is the attachment for your cell phone, which hooks into the controller. Also included is this tiny Phillips screwdriver, and finally you get 4 spare props. And now it's time to weigh the drone. I'll just plop it down here. The drone without the battery is 269 grams. Add the battery, and we're up to 370 grams. Now, this is the part of the video where I'm going to tell you what's not so great about this drone and what's really good about this drone. So here we go. Start off with the not so great. First issue is the gimbal. That's right, there is no gimbal. That's a bit of a problem, but then again, what do you expect? The drone is not that expensive. Next issue is the compass issue. For some reason, you can do the little compass dance and you will get a toilet bowl. The way to fix it that I found is you just fly without GPS, then land it, then turn the GPS back on, take off again, and the compass works perfect. So there's some little thing going funny with that. But either case, you can get it to work. The last thing is the map. In the app, I couldn't get the maps to work, so I was kind of blind when I was looking at stuff. So basically, not so great. I only have 3 things to say. Now let's go to what's really great about this drone. First item is the brushless motors. This drone has brushless motors, which is fantastic. Let's go up to the next item. It's got a good range, 600 meters. It has the 2.4 gigs and the 5G Wi-Fi for FPV. Very, very good in the drone, so that's going to give you a great transmission. Next, the camera is actually pretty good. My video looked like it was 720p, but the image was actually of such a good quality that it actually looked 1080p. 1080p. Very strange. And it does record to a micro SD that you stick in the drone, so that's top quality image, video quality, file quality, all the good stuff. Next, it has a GPS. When it works great. It has return to home, orbit, follow me, waypoints. Really good in a drone at this price point. Finally, well, not finally, it's foldable, which is pretty good because it is a large drone. Finally, no, it's still not finally. We have the battery. The battery is pretty decent. What I like about the battery is not only does it have a 20-minute flight time, but it's one of those batteries with a JST connector, and there's a big hole, and you can put pretty much any battery you pick up at a hobby store. As long as it's a 2-cell battery, as long as it's got a JST connector, you can use it. And finally, the controller. I'll just put the controller here. There you go. The controller is pretty amazing. It's one of the nicest controllers I've seen in a long time. I really like this controller. Very, very smooth and well designed. I wish all controllers were like this one. So that's a total of 9 good points and only 3 bad points. So it gets a check mark as in, yeah, it's a buy. And that completes my review of the X28 drone. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'll be able to answer them. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I love the thumbs up, and stay tuned because there's many more drone reviews coming in the future. See you in the next one.